So now that we've established that Oleksandr Usyk is at his peak as the undisputed number one pound for pound fighter in the world, who should he fight next? I'm just gonna show you and shit on the Bible of Boxing rating, heavyweight rankings, because it's an absolute joke. The rankings shouldn't reflect all-time greatness, the strength of a guy's resume over the course of his career, okay? These rankings, especially you, the Bible of Boxing, because you are considered, for better or for worse, as somewhat lineal, right? You definitely have a role in helping us establish what a lineal championship is, who is the next worthy opponent, or who is the number one and the number two guy to determine what lineal is. You're supposed to be listing these guys in the order of on merit, what they have done lately, whether or not they deserve to fight for the championship of the world, okay? And Tyson Fury clearly doesn't. Neither does Daniel Dubois. It should be Joseph Parker, Kabayel. But it's all about the money, man. Turki Al-Sheikh is a wolf in sheep's clothing. He is a used car salesman. He is all about the money. Okay? He may say, and I don't believe him, he doesn't like Tom and Jerry fights. He's not a fan of Tom and Jerry. Why? Because he's a fan of fucking Mickey Mouse fights. This fucking clown, I'm just going to mention it here and we're going to move on, right? Is suggesting Moses Itauma. What? I mean, that's got to be clout chasing, because so much as we've heard about Moses Itauma being the youngest regular heavyweight champion in history, and I know Kubrat Pulev was going to take that money and lie down, just as he did in the past. How come that fight didn't happen? How come? He's not ready for Pulev. But put him in there with Usyk after he has this fake fight with White. Get out of here. They don't even want that shit. I mean, you give them enough money, of course they'll take it, but they don't want it. Get out of here. And if they take it, then what that tells you is they have absolutely no faith in their guy, that he could get to the top on his own merits. Okay? So, I'm just going to mention it here, okay? Jake Paul. There's this sick, twisted part of me that actually does want to see that. But, I mean, come on, man. And Turkey, who's such a great, hardcore boxing fan, is fucking entertaining that. Are you kidding me? Mickey Mouse. Then there's obviously Tyson Fury, which is a fucking joke. Okay? Fury, Dubois, Itauma, maybe Anthony Joshua still, if he wants to keep getting knocked out. Right? All those guys need to fight it out amongst themselves. And then maybe if Usyk is still around, maybe one of them, maybe the winner out of that, Itauma, can fight for undisputed, whoever is that guy. So, for me, I'll take Joseph Parker next. Second choice would be Kabayel. Third choice would be Fabio Wardley. Those are the guys that deserve it right now, in that order. And this list, maybe they just need to update it and push Daniel Dubois down. This is actually a good list. This list makes sense. Apart from Daniel, obviously. Now, I know some of you guys are so worried they're going to rob Usyk. And look, me saying that he should continue on fighting, that's not me saying that he should be fighting for the next 5 years or even 3 years or even 2. Let's take it on fight-by-fight basis, as you always should with any fighter. Let's be realistic here. And again, even though he's at his peak, he is 38 years old and physically is slowing down. I explained that in that other video. he's at a point of his career where he could just fall off. Let's take it on fight by fight basis. Who's next? And this idea that they're going to rob him against Kabayel. Really? Parker? Wardley? They're going to rob him against those guys? Huh? They're going to rob the cash cow, right? The pound for pound #1 fighter in the world. The cash cow in the heavyweight division. Who sells out stadiums. Doesn't matter where he goes now. Well, probably does matter, but different places in the world. They're going to rob that guy against Kabayel. You'd need like a young up-and-coming Anthony Joshua. Someone like that. To even entertain Usyk getting robbed at this point in time. And we just don't have that. So calm down, everybody. I want Parker over everybody because he is the legacy fight for Usyk. He's the most accomplished out of all these guys. And he's done more of late than anybody else. Now, you could tell me that Zhang fight could have gone either way. Fair enough. He got it. It went his way. Don't call it a robbery. That's too much for me. And for what it's worth, he beat Wilder too. Okay, so Zhang, after beating Wilder, and he was the next in line. He was the logical next in line guy. And, well, he got beat. So Parker is logically next in line. Of course he is. He has fought almost everybody. He's been around. He's held a title before. You know, he's obviously a legacy fighter. And I actually think it's a more difficult fight than Kabayel. Personally. And I don't think it's going to be boring like some people are positing. If Parker was circumspect and cautious, not to get... trying to get the #1 spot, right? In the division, to fight for all the marbles against massive fucking punchers who could have gotten him out of there with a Hail Mary lucky shot. Well, that's not going to be the case when he fights for all the marbles, right? He's been building up and positioning himself somewhat carefully, perhaps. While also taking chances, give him credit, right? To get to the big one. He deserves the big one. And he's a better fight, in my opinion, than Kabayel, if not more exciting. It's a legacy fight, and I think it's going to be a fun fight. Kabayel is obviously next. A lot of people think that that's the style to beat Usyk. I disagree, but let's get the fight. Right? I like the fight. I think it's going to be a good fight. And if not easier than the Joe Parker fight, it's not any harder either, in my opinion. And then you got Fabio Wardley. For all his flaws, and the fact that he hasn't really beaten anybody, really, he's done better than all these other clowns. Okoli, Joshua, Gassiev, Hunter, White, Chisora, Pulev, Zhang, Anderson, Ruiz. A lot of those guys fell off. Fabio Wardley hasn't. And even though we all know Usyk schools him, he'll be dangerous so long as he's in there. It is what it is. But that's not the fight I want to see. I want to see Parker. Then, if there's no major changes in the division, Kabayel, or Kabayel then Parker instead of Parker, right? Fuck it. Both of them on the same night. Let's get it. Let's make history. 6 rounds each. And all these pretenders, right? Dubois, Fury, if Joshua still wants to be in the mix, put Okoli in there too. I want to see that guy in a real fight, finally. Right? Put all these guys in the mix, and they could fight it out. Itauma also. And whoever emerges from their little tournament, if you want to call it that. Maybe if Usyk is still around, maybe then they can fight Usyk. I wouldn't be opposed to a third Tyson Fury fight if he, let's say, knocked out Joshua, outboxed Joseph Parker, and beat Itauma. If he does some shit like that, which he won't, then I'd say yeah. And Usyk's still around? Yeah, of course. Why not? Or if AJ, by some miracle, gets in the ring with Tyson Fury and knocks him out. Or beats him clearly, beats him up. And there's absolutely nobody else for Usyk to fight, I wouldn't mind that. either. But that would be, 2 years from now, and Usyk might not be around anymore. So, Joe Parker, Kabayel. Logical, obvious, real fight choices. If we get any one of these Mickey Mouse fights, then Usyk is a liar. He's not about legacy. He's about the money.